So it's been a while, but I've got this new camera and I think I want to do a review on it. But how can I take it to another level? So I've sat down, I've done some research, I've watched a lot of YouTube reviews in preparation for this one. But how can I set my review apart from the rest? I'll do it with a mustache. Let's take a look at the legendary, the iconic, perhaps the greatest SLR ever made, the Nikon F3. The F3 is rugged, it's intuitive, and every part of its design has a purpose. And it's all manual. Manual focus, manual loading, manual advancing, manual rewinding. You are in total control of this camera. This is Nikon's last manual focus professional camera that the company produced. Okay, I lied, there is an auto magic feature to the F3, an auto/aperture priority mode, and a state-of-the-art LCD light meter. State-of-the-art for 1980. All these things are powered by two A76 batteries, which practically last forever. But wait, Tyler, there's more. The F3 can run without battery power using this switch. The downside is that you're limited to a 1/60th shutter. In addition to the F3 being one of the greatest cameras ever produced, it's also Nikon's longest running production camera, starting in 1980 and continued until 2001. With that long of a lifespan, there have been quite a few variants. Okay, here we go. The F3, F3HP, F3T, F3P, F3H, F3AF. I have the F3HP, or High Eye Point Edition. It's great for glasses. All of the variants aside, you can't deny how modular and versatile the F3 is. We have normal mode, waist level viewfinder mode, waist level viewfinder mode with magnifier. There's a variety of interchangeable viewfinders for the F3 and focus screens galore, about 24 of them to choose from. One thing you may have noticed about this camera is that there's no hot shoe. If you want to mount a flash on this camera, you need a special adapter, and that adapter connects to these little connectors here on the film rewind knob. And when you have the need for speed, you can attach the MD4 motor drive to give you that auto advancing shutter for a whopping 6 frames per second. Whoa! Have you ever noticed how a lot of Nikon's cameras have this little red accent on them? Well, that all began when Giorgetto Giugiaro designed the Nikon F3. Oh, Giorgetto Giugiaro? Yeah, he's kind of a big deal sports car designer. So you might remember another video I did on the Nikon N2000 F301. It's a great camera, especially for getting started in 35mm film photography. But there are a couple things about it that made switching to the F3 much easier. So let's take a look at some hell yeahs. Listen to this. Does it get any better than that? Shooting with this camera is an absolute dream, and a lot of that has to do with the film advance lever. It is so smooth. Yeah, 11 ball bearings worth of smoothness. Shooting and advancing your film is so satisfying. No, literally, like, I can't overemphasize that enough. It is amazing. And because the F3 is a manually advancing camera, it forces you to slow down and really concentrate on what it is you're shooting. With digital, it's so easy to spray and pray and hope you get the picture you want, but with the F3, every shot is deliberate. That's a big hell yeah for me. Next up is the big, bright, high eye point viewfinder. Its 100% field of view makes composing and focusing your shot so much easier. Even though it's 100%, I was kind of turned off by how small the focusing screen is in comparison to the N2000. But with this camera, I'm able to nail my focus way more accurately than before. Okay, maybe I'm in the minority here, but I really love tilty flippy screens, and the F3 actually kind of has one. Above all, this camera is solid, and it weighs in at a hefty 26.882 ounces, and it feels really good in the hands. The F3 is much more than just being easy on the eyes. As I mentioned before, every button, every dial, every lever has a purpose and a function for being there. Take the viewfinder. Through a series of mirrors and windows, I can see the aperture that's listed on my lens. Shooting in the dark, there's a little light to illuminate the viewfinder. The F3 is a professional camera with professional features, like the depth of field preview, which is great when you're shooting wide open. Mirror lockup for long exposures or older fisheye lenses, but there is one feature that I haven't really gotten the hang of, but I really like the ability to take multiple exposures. This, it's a work in progress. We'll get there. The placement of the film advance lever, the button layout, everything is where it needs to be on the F3. Here's the thing about me. I tend to overthink things, like a lot, and especially when it comes to loading film. And here I thought loading film into my N2000 was cumbersome, and all you had to do was pull the leader to the red square. That's it. The Nikon F3 is a whole different deal. Here's how to load the Nikon F3. Step 1, open the back. Step 2, put in the film cartridge. Step 3, pull the leader and feed into the take-up spool. Step 4, advance the film. I do this twice. And make sure the sprockets have a good hold. Step 5, close the back, rewind the film slightly to add some tension. Step 6, advance film to 1. Wait a minute, there is no 1. The manual says 1, but I see a 0. There's a line that looks like 1, but there are many lines. So I guess I'll go to the first line. Let's just move on. Okay, you're right, I'm overthinking it, but you know, I think I got it down after shooting all of that B-roll. Another hell nah is the shutter speed maxing out at 1/2000. I mean, it's okay. I've got ND filters, but man, 1/4000th or 1/8000 would be really rad. Now I know I said I love the viewfinder, and I do. It's just that keeping it clean from dust and debris is nearly impossible. And if you think lens cleaning is like a trip to hell, cleaning this thing is like getting to an even lower level of hell. For as cool as the LCD meter was back in 1980, I still prefer the light meter on my N2000. It could be actually kind of hard to see the plus minus to make sure you've got the correct exposure. Lastly, I'm a little iffy on the memo holder. I get it, you put a little tab of your film box in there, you know what you're shooting, but I still prefer that little window on my N2000 where I could see the film cartridge and know what film stock I was actually shooting on. The Nikon F3 is the real deal, and it certainly lives up to its long legacy. A lot of people talk about cameras being fun to shoot with. The F3 is fun to shoot with. Because of that, I've set my N2000 on the shelf, and I've even set my Nikon Z6 on the shelf. Well, sort of. I mean, I'm using it to shoot this right now. Would I recommend the Nikon F3? Absolutely. But maybe not as your first 35mm SLR camera. The all-manual F3 is a camera to help you fall deeper into the rabbit hole of film photography in the 21st century. You can find them used for about $200 to $500 depending on the condition. I got mine from usephotopro.com. No, this isn't a sponsorship, but guys, if you're listening, my cats would certainly appreciate the support. So, do you want to take the plunge with the legendary, the iconic, perhaps the greatest SLR ever made? Yeah, I did. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, I think you should too. Alright, so that was my long overdue review of the Nikon F3. Feel free to like and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Tyler. And with that, I'm going to shave off this grody old mustache, and we'll see you next time.